Welcome to InfoBurst, a story of a man who solved his murder case after reincarnation. Toran Singh, also known as Titu, was born on December 11, 1982, in a military hospital in Badh, a village about 8 miles from Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Titu's father registered his birthday as December 10, 1982 due to a mix-up. Titu's mother recalls that he started speaking at 18 months old, saying unusual things like, "Tell my grandfather to take care of my children and wife. I am having my meal here and I am worried about them." As he grew, Titu began insisting that he was from Agra and did not know how he ended up in Badh. He often complained about having to walk or take the bus, saying he used to travel by car, which puzzled his family. This case is about a young Indian boy who remembered a past life as a violent criminal. It's an example of replacement reincarnation, where the previous person's death occurs after the start of the new pregnancy or birth. Reincarnation researcher Antonia Mills investigated Titu's case as part of her replication of Ian Stevenson's methodology. In the late 1980s, Antonia Mills accepted an invitation from Ian Stevenson to replicate his procedures for investigating apparent reincarnation cases. The Titu case is one of 10 she investigated, and contact had already been made between Titu's family and the family of the deceased person. Whereas Titu was the youngest of 6 children in his family, there was confusion regarding his birth date. Titu's mother was admitted to a military hospital a week before his birth, and the hospital record suggested a birth date of December 11, 1982. However, in 1987, Titu's parents thought he was 4.5 years old and gave his birth date as December 10, 1983. This discrepancy added complexity to the case. At the 18 months, Titu began speaking and soon after said, "Tell my grandfather to look after my children and my wife. I am having my meals here and I am worried about them." He claimed to be from Agra and did not know how he had come to Badh. Titu often complained about the family's lifestyle, comparing it to his past life, saying his former house was big, his wife had beautiful saris, and his sister-in-law were educated. He lamented having to travel by foot or bus, claiming to used to go by car. Whereas during a visit to Agra, Titu mentioned he had a shop in Sadar Bazaar. He often cried, wanting to return to home to see his brother Raja Babu and sister Sushila, and called his parents Gulu's parents, referring to his sister. In April 1987, Titu became distressed when his father went to Agra without him. He told a friend of his eldest brother that he had a shop of transistors, radios, and was a big smuggler and gunda, owing Suresh Radio. His brother and the friend found a shop named Suresh Radio in Sadar Bazaar and wet Uma, the window of the shop's owner. Suresh Verme. Suresh had been a noted black market smuggler who was shot dead at about 30 years old on August 28, 1983. Suresh's family visited Badh to meet Titu. When Titu saw them, he recognized Suresh's widow, parents, and 2 of his brothers. He made accurate statements about Suresh's life, such as naming Suresh's children, describing trips, Suresh's home, and how he had died. Suresh's family continued to test Titu. On a trip to Agra, they took him to a shop that belonged to Suresh's brothers instead of Suresh's shop. Titu was not deceived and correctly identified Suresh radio. He recognized a photo of himself, pointed out where cash was kept, identified the manager, and noticed changes in the shop after Suresh's death. At Suresh's parents' house, Titu expressed a desire to stay with them. He recognized Suresh's children and features of Suresh's former house. In total, Titu made 15 verified statements before meeting Suresh's family and 31 afterward, with only one being incorrect. He correctly identified 10 people and 4 places. Viewers, moreover, Suresh's relatives noticed Titu and birthmarks matching Suresh's bullet entry and exit wound. Titu had a circular birthmark on his right temple like a bullet entry wound, and several small birthmarks on the back of his skull similar to an exit wound. Titu also had a birthmark on the crown of his head, matching one Suresh had. The post-mortem report confirmed the entry wound was in the same place as Titu's birthmark, and the exit wound was behind his right ear. Titu's skull was somewhat deformed behind his right ear, a deformity his parents had noticed but not connected to the shooting. Suresh's family noticed Titu shared many behaviors with Suresh. Titu was active, interpreted, and hot-tempered similar to Suresh. Mills observed Titu beating another boy with a sugar cane in anger and threatening to shoot or kick a seller if he charged for a bangle. Mills was interested in, and Titu also acted as if he still owned Suresh radio when visiting the shop. Titu could operate a car's tape deck and drive a short distance, which he had never seen before. Suresh's brother surprised him as he worked the steering wheel, gas pedal, brakes and clutch. His memories and behaviors strongly suggest a connection to Suresh Verma's life, offering a compelling case for those interested in reincarnation and the mysteries of human consciousness. For more intriguing stories and insights, subscribe to our channel InfoBurst.